It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Friday, June 3rd. I'm James Spann. The coverage of showers and storms around here will likely increase over the weekend and potential for a tropical system in the Gulf early next week. What's that thing going to do? Here we go. Water vapor satellite view. The primary westerlies are up on the U.S.-Canadian border, and there is a very well-defined upper low well beneath the westerlies over Texas. That feature has been kind of drifting eastward, and that will produce some pretty decent rain, we think, for much of the state over the weekend. Starting off today in the upper 60s to near 70. Birmingham at 70. We'll expect a high around 90 in most spots today. Around the upper low, flash flood watches remain in effect for much of Texas and parts of Oklahoma and Louisiana. In terms of severe weather, there is the standard slight risk today well to the north over parts of Iowa and some of the adjacent states. Tomorrow, a couple of marginal risks north of here, and day 3 could be pretty active along the East Coast. This is Sunday. An enhanced risk includes places like Richmond, Washington, D.C., Baltimore. The standard slight risk down into Georgia, and in Alabama, there is a marginal risk roughly along and south of Interstate 59 Sunday. Some of the storms Sunday afternoon there could produce maybe some small hail and gusty winds, but we'll sure take that rain. This is the QPF rain for the next 5 days, valid through Wednesday morning, about 1 to 1.5 inches for much of the state. And the really big numbers are over the Florida Peninsula, and that's with our tropical system. And speaking of the tropics, we'll start with Tropical Depression Bonnie, the system that kind of came back to life yesterday. You can see it's off the coast of North Carolina. That will be moving east across the open Atlantic north of Bermuda, and it should fizzle out over the weekend. And then all eyes will be on the Gulf early next week, where a tropical low will form. These early season systems rarely become big hurricanes. They're typically just big rainmakers, and that looks like a wet down for places like Tampa Bay, Orlando, Daytona, Jacksonville. And we'll show you the specifics on that here in just a moment. But here we go, model fans. The GFS, the 06E run, valid today at 1 o'clock local time at 500 millibars. Got a shortwave trough in the westerlies over the Dakotas and the big upper low that's over Texas. And it's the same thing. Like recent days, a mix of sun and clouds, scattered showers and storms this afternoon and this evening. Then tomorrow, as the upper low gets closer, the coverage of the rain should increase. It will not rain all day. Could rain at any time, though. More clouds than sun, the high dropping into the mid-80s. And pretty much the same thing on Sunday, scattered to numerous showers and storms. And I'd say mid-80s are likely, although some spots might stay in the 70s where showers form early in the day. This is the QPF through early Monday morning. And again, it's got about 1 inch over about the northern half of the state. And your number might vary, but hopefully we'll get some decent water in the ground. Any kind of summer rain is always good. Now let's go to Monday. There's our tropical feature in the Gulf. Now for us, we get into dry continental air. Monday should be mostly sunny and less humid for the northern half of the state. The tropical system based on the GFS is 1,006 millibars, and it comes into Florida somewhere along or north of Interstate 4 Tuesday morning or late Monday night. And there's going to be, upper trough is going to be north of this thing. It's going to be a lot of shear on the north end, but the main effect's going to be a lot of rain for the peninsula, not the panhandle. And if you got a trip to Gulf Shores or Pensacola, Fort Walton Beach, Destin, don't worry about this thing, although it might bring some riptides on Monday and Tuesday to the Gulf waters. And the European is very, very similar. This is Tuesday morning at 7. It's basically identical to the GFS. So, again, it's going to be a one-day shot of heavy rain for the Florida Peninsula, Jacksonville, Daytona, Orlando, Tampa Bay, Fort Myers, Miami. And after that, the week is fine. If you're going to Disney World, that's your problem day. This is midday Tuesday. That thing is already back in the Atlantic, and, of course, we're dry. And then Wednesday, beautiful day. All across the Deep South, sunny with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. Here's a week from today. This is Thursday. June 9th, the ridge begins to build, big trough on the west coast, and heat levels should begin to rise. We should be back in the low 90s at that point. This is the end of the forecast period, Sunday, June 12th. Upper highs over the Gulf, and another front approaching, and that might bring an increase in the number of showers and storms at some point that weekend, June 11th or June 12th. Check the numbers. Again, I think we'll see some 50s in the cooler pockets by maybe Tuesday morning of next week, and then things heat up again. And I don't think we see mid-90s, but low 90s. Yes. And after that brief cool down, lows mostly in the upper 60s and low 70s. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.